You're watching BVD TV. Come be playful with me. This is a country shout out to ACP Carter 45. Y'all will remember him, Tennessee volunteer video maker and one of my very dearest friends. He's gonna be a daddy. He just found out not too long ago he's gonna have a little girl, Nicole Jade. So congratulations, ACP Carter. What's going on, boys and girls of BVD TV land? Well, I have got a fantastic human interest story for you today. At least I think it is. It's a story about a young boy. A young boy and his fishing pole, and his love for nature, and his desire to do nothing but live for the Lord and enjoy some good fishing right out here at Kinser Park. Goes by the name of Billy Walker. He is at the ripe young age of 82 years old, and there he is. Mr. Walker and I sat here for a good 30 minutes talking about this, talking about other stories as well, but we spent most of the time talking about fishing. And occasionally, as our senior citizens do, they will drift off into stories of their youth. And that is one thing he did. He started telling me one particular story, which I thought was amusing, about when he was a teenager in his late teens. Him and some friends of his went out one night, and one of his buddies said, "Billy, we're going to get you drunk tonight." And his reply was, "Oh, no, you're not." He said, "I don't drink beer, and I'm not going to start tonight, and you can't make me. I'll whoop all three of you if I have to." Well, you might think that the story turned to a fight, but it didn't. Mr. Walker won out. He didn't drink a drop of alcohol that night. Man told me he's never had a taste of alcohol in his life. Never had a cigarette in his mouth, and that's probably two reasons he is 82 years old, and he gets to get out here as many times as he wants and fishes Kinser Park. Now, Mr. Walker is, like I said, 82 years old. Lost his wife 18 years ago. He's lost a couple of sons, and he's lost a couple of daughters. And all in all, he was telling me about a lot of the loss in his life. And so Mr. Walker is outside of the Lord. He is alone in the world, so he spends a lot of his time out here fishing, which I think is awesome. And one story Mr. Walker told me about was when he was down here fishing, him and a buddy of his. Well, let me let Mr. Walker tell you about it. It's got a lot of my golf balls in it. I don't know if you ever played golf or not. But.
No, but me and a friend of mine was right out there fishing one day in my boat, and there was 4 boys over here. They was playing golf, but they wasn't knocking to the next hole. They was knocking them at us.
Oh, and young boys.
Yeah, they hit all the way around us. And there's one, the guy was standing up back beside that seat, and one hit right there at that back corner of the boat, and I believe he stuck his hand out like that and caught it if he'd noticed coming. And it splashed water over in the boat, and he said, "You take me over to the bank." He said, "I'll whoop them boys." I said, "No, I ain't taking you to the bank." I said, "Them boys are minors," and I said, "You getting ready to get in more trouble than you can handle." I said, "You may whip them, but I said, you're going to come up as a loser." And he called his wife and told them to call over here at the clubhouse and put a stop to them boys.
That must have been a while ago.
Well, it's probably about 3 years ago. So, well, she's talking to them, and just shortly after she hung up, they walked in, and they wanted another bunch of balls. He told them boys, he said, "What'd you do with her?" He asked me, he said, "What did you boys do with your balls?" "Oh, we lost them." He said, come on. He said, you surely didn't lose all them balls that I let you have when you left from here. And we lost them, which they did lose them. He knowed that them boys was down here knocking them golf balls to us, and that's the reason they lost them. He sort of stalled him there for a few minutes, and now boys, he said, I'm gonna tell you what happened to your balls. He said, there's two guys down there fishing in a boat. But he says, you knocked your extra balls that you had when you got down there next to that hole, whichever hole that is out there.
Was it right, just right here?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe up just a little bit to the right. There's a hole right out there.
Yeah, it used to come down right by the water. Right by
there's
the water.
another one right up yonder. But when they started knocking them at us, I believe it's up at the next hole up, and then whenever they knocking them at us, most of them, they was out here at this hole. And he said, you boys knocked them balls at them two guys down there fishing. I said, we done heard the story. And he said, I ain't giving you no more balls. He said, you're going to just have to do a thou. I said, and the teacher, she was at the clubhouse. She said that the principal will take care of you boys at South Green School tomorrow. But you know what I'd done with them boys if I'd have been their teacher? I'd have told them we're getting my car, we're going to the boat ramp. And I'd have parked over here somewhere where they couldn't have heard what was said or anything. I'd have took each one of them down there, one at a time. I said, now you've got to apologize to that guy, and you've got to mean it. You've got to tell him you're sorry and everything. And hopefully he'll accept it instead of, you know, maybe taking you to court or turning you over to the law. I'd have took them down there one at a time. Took the sap out of them quicker than anything.
Mr. Billy Walker, you just heard talking and sharing some life stories with me, and there is nothing more fun to me than to get together with an elder and listen to stories of theirs. He's off to catch all the fish in the lake. I wish him the best of luck. He was telling me how he grew up on a farm, born here in Hawkins County, one county over from us, and I guess at some point got moved down to Macon, Georgia, where he spent some of his school years. He's a good Christian man, and I wish him the best of luck out here fishing. To me, there's almost nothing more enjoyable than sitting down with an elderly person and telling stories. Of course, mostly I like to listen to their stories. I like to hear about how things were when they were young and how much things have changed as they've grown older. And I'm sure most of you are the same way. If you're not, I promise you when you get older, you will enjoy stories like that. And if you're a young person and you run across an elderly person, please show the respect that they have earned and open a door for them or shake their hand, or if it's a senior citizen lady, ask them if there's anything you can do for them, if you can help them across the street, if you can carry their groceries to the car for them, anything. Our elderly folks are kind of like our military in some ways. They have paved the road ahead of us for us to travel down the road on our journey. And while some of the elderly are on their last few miles of their journey, some of us are just beginning. They just left the boat dock, if you will. So take your time, be kind, not just to elderly people, but be kind to everyone. It takes a lot less energy and effort to be kind to someone than it does to be a butthole. So, with that, have a great day.